Greetings, Patrick here. Welcome to Dollar Theater. Dollar Theater is an ongoing series starred by a good friend, Hobbs Horror, in which we watch and review films that we have gotten for $1.25 or less. So far, it's been a blast. Last week, you guys watched The Tomb, featuring Wes Bentley and an all-star cast. This week, we decided to go someplace we haven't been in a long time. In fact, we've only been there once, and I thought, well, it's high time that we go back. And that is, we're going to pay a visit with the Masters of Horror. Masters of Horror was created by Mick Garris, and he invited a bunch of his very close directing friends, all horror icons, to come in and direct a movie, a mini movie, so to speak. And we already, I already did this with Jenifer, and that was a lot of fun. In fact, we even got to talk to the actress who portrayed Jenifer. I'll put that down in the description box so you guys can pay a visit for that. But the movie that we're going to be talking about today is from the first season, and it's called Fair Hair Child. Oh man, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I had no idea. I've never watched this. So what we did was we put it on there, and lo and behold, it looked like we were watching one more time Anything for Jackson, because this has a very similar plot line. Of course, this story came out first. This came out and came out on Showtime on 2006. The cast is really good. I gotta give it up for the cast. But I'll talk about that after we talk about the movie itself. So the movie is basically the plot is there's a young lady named Tara, and she's 15 years old, and she's having a really hard time at her exclusive school. She's very smart, but you know how it is in school. If you show that you're really smart, you can get ridiculed for that. The teacher calls her up to do a problem, and she knows the answer, but of course, once the girls start laughing, she gets really upset, and she leaves. She leaves to go home, and not knowing that someone is actually following her, and eventually this person runs her off the road and kidnaps her and takes her to this house. When Tara wakes up, it looks like for a minute that she's in a hospital room, and there's a nurse there, an intake nurse. And the nurse starts asking her some questions, but all of a sudden, the questions start becoming rather a little bit weird, and then the nurse makes the mistake of actually saying her name when she says she hadn't said it. So she tries to run away, but the nurse's husband's there, and he grabs her and throws her in the basement. The basement has no stairs, by the way, but luckily she lands in a pile of dirt. So Tara's down there, and she gets her wits. She's a little bit knocked out. She gets up, she starts getting her wits, and then she notices a young boy looking to commit suicide by hanging himself. So she dashes over there and saves him. He's very upset, but he can't talk, and so Tara gets him down and saves him. And then she starts talking to him, and he can write on the dirt. He can't speak, but he can write. And as we see this, go back upstairs with the two adults, and we see the father and the mother are having a recollection of what brought them to this place, and that is their 15-year-old son drowned, or 12-year-old. No, he was 15. He drowned. And neither one of them knew how to swim. Parents didn't know how to swim, so he drowned right in front of them. So they brought him out of the water, and then we see that they made a deal with the devil. See what I mean? I think this happened last time with Anything for Jackson. That's why you never make deals with the underworld. So what their deal is very expensive. In order to bring back their son, that they have to kill 12 teenagers. They all have to be pure of heart and pure of body, so to speak. And they get tossed down into the basement, and then what happens is the boy, his name is Johnny, he turns into a creature, and he can't help himself. He's like a werewolf. He can't help himself, and but he remembers everything he's doing, and it absolutely, positively sickens him. Which is the reason why that every time he does this, we see, he tries to kill himself. He's trying to stop it the only way he knows how. And Tara and him form a bond, and Tara sees him transform into a fair-haired child, and that's the creature. And she hides, and she finds out that this creature has done this many times before. Johnny and her actually find backpacks, and in fact, there's 11 of them. And then after the fair-haired child looks like she's going to hunt her down, and then he changes again, and he communicates with Tara that she's number 12. She's the last one. They've killed 11, but he absolutely can't stand it. He tries to stab himself, but what really happens, he can't do it because he's still dead. He's still dead. He's not a whole being. He basically is bleeding dirt. And so he can't really be hurt. He can't be killed. But he remembers. And that's the weird thing about this, that he emotionally, he's not real physically human. It's not flesh and blood, but his heart and his soul are. And so, and Tara, she knows that there's nothing she can do, and she says, I don't want to see your blood on my hands, because I don't want, I'm going to be the last one. And he says, no, I don't want you to be. This is why I can't go, because I don't want anybody following me to be the last one. I don't want their blood on my hands. And he says, I don't want yours on mine. And so Tara holds on to him, and then Johnny changes again, and he kills her. He flat out kills Tara. He absolutely does. And we see it, and we hear it, and the parents hear it. And so they're sitting there going like, well, it's over with. There's victim number 12. Our son will come back to us. But Johnny's a smart kid. He's got something up his sleeve. A little something called payback. But in order to see that, you'll have to watch the episode to see how the fair-haired child deals with the parents. This was great. I absolutely love this. This was a fantastic story, and it was written by Matt Greenberg and directed by William Malone, and featured the music of Nicholas Pike. The cast included Lori Petty as the mother, Walter Phelan as the creature, John Haddock as Johnny, William Samples is the father, and Lindsay Pulsifer, I haven't heard that name in forever. Boy, she was really cute back then. She played Tara. And I thought this was great. You definitely get what you pay for. That's for sure. So Fair Hair Child runs for an hour. It is in the first season of Masters of Horror. There are 2 seasons of Masters of Horror, and of course the unofficial 3rd season, which was Fear Itself, is also out. I had a lot of fun doing this. In fact, so much so, I think we'll be coming back next week and talking another story. We'll talk about another story brought to the Masters of Horror. If you've seen Fair Hair Child, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I thought this movie was fantastic for the little budget it probably had. Set design was excellent. The story was very effective. It's very unsettling, very creepy. probably a little bit more. It would have been a little bit more of a punch for me, but we just saw this. We just saw this like 2 weeks in a row. We saw something like this for 2 weeks in a row. If you watched the review for The Tomb, and then if you watched our show with over on Cadaver Club's channel, anything for Jackson. So next week, I can promise you, we're going to slide onto something a little bit different than the Masters of Horror. It's not going to be the same story 3 weeks in a row. Even I have my limits. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of this episode of both Dollar Theater and Masters of Horror. I enjoyed this series very much, and I was very disappointed when it was canceled because it's excellent. Everyone I've seen, this is the 5th one, has been top drawer, and this is an exciting series, and one of those that sadly has fallen into the wayside. You really don't hear many people talk about it anymore, and that's a real damn shame because this is something that should be talked about and watched every Halloween. If you want to talk about a scare, put on Masters of Horror. Guaranteed to put some pep in your step. As you probably noticed, this is from the library. So I got the library. I thought I had gotten the complete first season, but I didn't. They broke down the series into two discs. So I only have 6 stories in this one, but we'll be talking about some of them for sure. All right, that's it for us. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.